Right, it's 25 past 5. We've had the race briefing, and race is about 35 minutes away, so we'll need to head over soon to get in the pen to start the race. Really looking forward to this, my second Lakeland 100, and definitely aim to try and finish under 30 hours. That's my big goal. The weather looks good. Campsite is really full now. We arrived about 10:30 and it was only a fraction of this, so lots of people. I think it's just over 300 people starting, so it'll be interesting to share the trail with them. Going to try and do some clips along the way, so I hope you enjoy this race as much as I do. Thank you. Been going 56 minutes, 3 miles 81. Started with Jonny. Feel okay, Jonny?
Yep, good. First hour of the warm-up.
Well, Jonny reckons the first 4 hours is a warm-up, and then there's another warm-up after that. So we're making our way up Scar Road. You can see Handy and Sarah just ahead. Keith Rabbit's just ahead there as well. So nice steady start. It's a lovely evening actually, quite cool. A little bit of wind now as we get higher, but lovely temperature and a good start to the race. Okay, next update, been going 2 hours 15 and 14.38 miles. Went through C28, the first checkpoint, had 1:41 as my schedule, and I was there 1:39 and a half. Jonny was about a minute or so behind, was now caught up again. So we're back together. And it's a really nice evening, nice and still, not much wind about, and just making our way to the second checkpoint in Boots. We've got a little bit more of a climb and then a run down. Okay, been going for 14.3 miles and 3 hours 34 minutes. Just been through second checkpoint at Boot, Exdale, and I think I was about 3 minutes down on my schedule, but more than happy with that really, because I'm being pretty disciplined still on my heart rate. A few times I've sort of felt that quite a few times I'm having to hold myself back, because I could easily have gone a bit quicker on the ups, but I'm really committed to wanting to finish well, and I know to do that I've got to run sensibly. Jonny's ahead somewhere. He through the plantation and then down the hill he sort of disappeared, and I think he must be, I don't know where he is, but he's a little bit ahead, so I hope he's going well. Hopefully I'll see him again at some point, otherwise he'll be at the finish. It's just starting to get dark now, but probably got another maybe half an hour, 3/4 of an hour in the light. We're making a climb up now to the tarn before heading down to Westdale, so I've got a feeling probably put the head torch on in another half an hour or so. Probably won't be able to see a great deal here, but I'm climbing out of Mardale. Been going 21.67 miles, 5 hours 47. Got to the Mardale checkpoint. I think I was probably about 10 minutes down on my sub 30 splits, but to be honest it's all about the heart rate, and I'm keeping that really where I want it. This climb's hard, trying to keep it around or below 130. most of the time it's just a little bit over. Almost at the top of this first col, and it's a drop down to Black Sail, and then another climb up. Still a lovely evening. Had some nice soup and a couple of cheese sandwiches at Mardale. Don't know whether you'll see this or not, but climbing steady and enjoying the evening. Okay, I've been going for 30.77 miles, 8 hours 42, and making our way down to Braithwaite. We're coming up to that little tricky junction soon, so I've got my GPS trace on to make sure I get it right. I had a great section there down into Buttermere, went past quite a few people, got into the checkpoint. There must have been about 20 people or so in there, and I was in and out in 1.5 minutes or so. And then myself and Nick got a really good climb up to Sail Passing it is, and overtook quite a few people. And then there's a group of us just making our way down now. It's funny because Jonny was ahead of me, and then as I was leaving Buttermere, he arrived. So I must have gone past him on the drop down to Black Sail Youth Hostel, because a lot of people went a bit further left, and I kept to the right by the river. And so I must have gone past him at some point. I think he was quite surprised to see me. Anyway, so making our way down to Braithwaite and then heading to Keswick. Right, it's been going for 35.18 miles. Just been through the checkpoint at Braithwaite. Time is 9 hours 53. Probably about half an hour behind my schedule, maybe a bit more. I'm afraid I did it again. Made another navigational mistake. I couldn't believe it. Had a great run from Buttermere up the hill to Sail Pass, and with Nick Ham, and then I left him and I ran down. There was 3 guys following me, and had it on my GPS watch. I thought it was no problem to turn off. But what I didn't realise, I had it on the big scale rather than the smaller scale. So I missed the turn off, and I ended up, I think we must have gone about maybe a quarter of a mile, a bit more. You could see the head torches at the top of the hill. So we, just cut across through all the fern and wasted a lot of time, which was really annoying. Anyway, got into the checkpoint, and Johnny's sitting there and he says, "What happened to you?" I just said, "Don't ask," and quite a few of the people at the checkpoint just laughed. So but I was in and out in a minute and a half. Jonny was still sitting there, so he's behind me again. So it's a bit annoying, but I've got plenty of time left. And the good thing is, though, I just feel great. My legs feel good. I'm running to my heart rate. I'm just keeping it nice and steady. So I feel as though I've got loads left. So I still feel confident on the sub 30 at the moment, and I've certainly not given up having a go for it. It's starting to get light now. You probably can't see this, but it is getting lighter. And we're just on the A66, and then we're going to turn off onto the cycle track. Okay, latest update. Been going for 12 hours 17 minutes, 45.72 miles, and just making my way up. Been through Glencathra. I'm making my way up to the coach road now. Had a great section from Braithwaite to Glencathra. I think I had about 2 hours 17 down, and I did it just under 2. So I've picked up about 15 minutes from the times I've lost. So feeling good, still feeling pretty strong. It's lovely now that the sun's out and it's a new day, and it looks like it's going to be a really nice day. Okay, latest update. Been going for 13 hours 53, 52.43 miles, and coming up to one of my top 5 favourite views of the course. It's Ullswater, Helvellyn up there somewhere, and it gets even better as you get a bit higher up. Had another really good section to Dockeray, and my overall time I wanted to be at Dockeray was 13 hours 17, and I was there 13 hours 20, so I've made up almost 30 minutes since Blaithwaite, so feels I'm going well. Running with Dave at the moment. How you doing, Dave?
Well, thank you at the moment.
I met Dave a couple of years ago when I was marshalling, and he sat next to Stuart Mills and myself, and we were encouraging him to go for it. So here he is, doing well. So got another sort of 5 miles or so to Dalmain, maybe a little bit more, and then the drop bag, and then setting off on the second half, even though it's 60 and 45, so it's less than half. Amazing view of Ullswater. Okay, latest update. Been going for 16 hours 33 minutes, which is 63.26 miles, and been through Dalmain. My split for sub 30 was to be there in 15 hours 45, and I was there in 15 hours 37, I think, so I'm a few minutes ahead. I planned to have an 8-minute stop, and I was 11, but I reckon I was one of the quicker ones. There was people in there, they've already been there 25 minutes, and they didn't look as though they were moving. And I've been running with Jeff.
Hello.
And Jeff, this is your first Lakeland 100, isn't it?
I know, with the celebrity.
Yeah. And you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I've had a couple of low points, but other than that, I'm running strong and hopefully meet the target. But we'll have to wait and see.
And your feet okay?
Yeah, they're doing okay. I've not changed my shoes.
Right.
And like legs are still okay, I guess. So just have to wait and see. It's getting hot though.
Yeah, it is. It's just after 10 o'clock now, and I think it's going to get warmer as the day goes on. I forgot to mention before that Stephen Hill very kindly has been texting me after each checkpoint and telling me my position, which I asked him to do because it's quite interesting. And the first checkpoint at Seathwaite, I was 201st. There was it's just over 300, and I think I just bang on 300. And then the last checkpoint he sent, I was 106th. So I've overtaken almost 100 people, and I reckon there must have been at least 20, if not 30 people at that last checkpoint who got in before me, and I left before them. So I wouldn't be surprised if I was in the 70s or certainly 80s. Hopefully I'll find that soon. Not that it matters that much, but it's quite fun. Okay, we got a bit more of a climb, and then we take a right, and then we have a run down to Howtown, and there's Ullswater. So we were on the other side of Ullswater 2 or 3 hours ago. I did a video of that, and after this checkpoint at Howtown, we've got that's the big climb up Fusedale, and then down along Mardale, and then another climb out of there. So these next two checkpoints are certainly going to test the quads. Ooh, latest update. Just climbed up from Howtown, and on my schedule it was 1 hour 10, and I did it in 57 minutes. Wasn't pretty. I just kept a steady pace going. The last half mile was legs were a bit jelly, but I made it. So I've now run just over 70 miles, 70.11, and it's 18 hours 17 minutes into the race. Sun is shining. Steve told me I was 79th at Howtown, so I'm creeping up. I've gone past maybe 3 people up the hill. I think it'll depend a little bit now on others slowing down, but it doesn't really matter. But I think I'd be happy if I could keep going and nobody catches me. That'd be a nice goal. I think I'm round about 30 minutes up on my 30-hour schedule now. So saying to Greg, who's not far behind, it's minutes in the bank. So we're now got 30 minutes in our deposit account. So we can have a little bit of a disaster and still make it. But if we can keep going and keep chipping away, then who knows what the time will be. we've agreed together we're going to try and help each other as much as we can, but if one of us is stronger, then obviously they're going to push on. You really need to run your own race in these things. Heard that Marc was leading, Mike Raffan told me, so that's good. Forgot to ask how Dave was doing. I left the checkpoint and thought, oh, should have asked how Dave was, but I'm sure he's doing well. Right, so we've got just a bit of a path, it's a bit indistinct, heading to High Cop, and then a drop down into Mardale, and then about a 4-mile run along Mardale to the checkpoint at Mardale Head. Another one of my favourite views of Mardale Lake. I've got about just about a mile, under a mile to go to the checkpoint. It's a hard session, hard leg this. It's the longest, one of the biggest climbs. I did my 2 mini splits up the hill well, and then over the High Cop, Low Cop down to the lake. But that last 4 miles has been pretty tough. So I lost a little bit of time on that leg, but I had 3 hours to do the leg, and I think I'm going to be about 2:52, 2:53. Hey, update. Been going for 21 hours, 45 minutes, 80.67 miles. I'm still 34 minutes up on my sub 30 with those minutes in the bank. Oh, that was a tough climb out of Mardale. I had to do something I don't normally do, and that was to stop a few times to get my breath. But for some reason I'd given myself 45 minutes to get up there, and it took me 42, so I was still okay. A lot of the 50 runners have gone by. Deb's just gone past, running well. Marcus was winning, Marcus Scotney. So I've got about just over 2 and a bit miles into Kentmere. So I'm just trying to keep it going back. It's now been running 23 hours, 52 minutes, 87.91 miles, and again had a good little section. I've got 46 minutes in the bank now, so if I can just hang on, not lose too many minutes into Ambleside to Chapel Style and Tilberthwaite, and say I've got 30 minutes below the Tilberthwaite, so I've got an hour and a half or whatever it is, and I've got a real chance. Another one of my favourite views of the course, Lake Windermere. Absolutely beautiful, especially in the sunshine like today. Probably got another couple of miles, maybe a little bit more, into Ambleside. Okay, latest update. We've been going 27 hours 41.